weird, Mann, das funktioniert nicht.
Ja, das ist der Industriestandard.
Ja, aber der Industriestandard ist scheiße, obviously. Das hält niemals. Ja, Bro, ich habe trotzdem einen Cinch-Adapter vergessen.
Oh, Digga. Dann nimm den.
Sick. Alright.
Alright.
What's poppin'?
What is up? Welcome back to another episode of Snacks and Tracks, the show where we eat snacks and
Listen to your tracks.
Exactly. So, yeah, how happy are you with how the show turned out in the past 4 episodes, I think, already?
4, yes. I think I'm pretty satisfied. I mean, we received a lot of great music from a lot of artists, newcomers, established artists, you name it. So,
I think, amazing. I think we already received some promos on a regular basis, but in the past few weeks, the amount of beautiful music that we got increased exponentially.
Yeah.
And today is no exception. What's the first track?
First track or first snack?
We can also start with the snack, however you prefer.
Let's go for a track. Last time was a snack, so...
Alright.
The first track is coming from No One Else Than Bunker.
Oh yes, exactly. One of our absolute favorite labels of all time. You could almost say the gold standard of functional techno music that really has an impact, but is also super intelligent and aesthetically pleasing. Token Records has a new release coming up, and we already got our hands on one of the tracks by Bunker, who also had an amazing, brilliant EP, I think over a year ago, and it was one of the EPs I played a lot.
Yeah.
So I think this is only his second release ever, as far as I know, at least, and it's his second Token release as well. So I'm going to, I'm looking forward to checking it out.
The track is called Yellower. Oh,
Makes me depressed.
dude, this is sick. I mean...
Dude, I don't know anything about Bunker except that he's the most insane newcomer ever. Yeah. When his first EP dropped, I thought...
Who am I?
I was certain that it was like a new alias of one of my favorite producers. Of somebody who was like in the game for 25 years and had a new alias and dropped a new EP on Token. Yeah. But it seems like he actually is a newcomer. If clubs were open right now, everybody with a brain would be playing it all over the place.
I mean, this preciseness of each detail, it's
such a big impact. Also, it carries on this exact aesthetic that he already had on the first EP, but in like a 2.0 version.
But those little details coming and sick.
Absolutely insane.
Insane, yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Bunker.
Snack?
My first snack or your first snack?
Your first snack.
All right. So what do I got? Another snack that I've never tried but glanced at several times.
Looks delicious.
Milka Schoko Snack. Let's check it out.
Let's check it out. Whom we are going to listen to for this?
While that we are going to listen to Mesa.
Yes, we are going to listen to Mesa, who sent me the track Voices of Lorien. He released on Varg Music and is based in London.
Yeah, nice. Looking forward.
Let's go for this one.
It's
something for you, right? I think.
Yeah, super nice.
Super deep.
Hypno, it's definitely super well executed. The main synth that is in the middle, it's like super, I don't know, like a fractal structure kind of thing. Super hypnotic, super dope aesthetics, really like it.
But also really clean.
Yeah.
Really well crafted. All right, so let's go for the third track for this episode.
Coming from Amsterdam.
Coming from Amsterdam, yes. One of the guys who's founded the label Indigo Era. I'm speaking about Jasper Wolff.
Yeah, we also had him on a radio show, I think, together with
Museum.
Yeah, Museum.
Yeah.
So if you go a little bit further back in our catalog
like
on
a year ago
SoundCloud,
or something.
I think even longer, maybe even 1.5, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
No.
So he sent me 3 tracks, all produced in the Quarantine, called Quarantine 1, 2, and 3.
All right.
And I chose the Quarantine 1.
Let's check it out.
Sick.
Yeah.
To me, it sounds like someone was like partying for a long period, and this is like one of the last tunes of the night or so. But it's really deep.
After our vibes.
Yeah.
So I found it really interesting because usually they are going more for the kind of Chicago, Detroit, housey kind of techno vibes almost with these like housey synth aesthetics.
But this one is a bit far off from that.
Yeah.
Didn't expect that.
Interesting.
Yeah. Shout outs to Jasper.
To Amsterdam.
Yeah. So I'm going for the first snack of tonight.
The first snack?
My first snack.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I already had my second. I took two of these.
I got us this one.
Scampies.
Scampies and asparagus. Or asparagus is just the green one or also the white one? I don't know, but asparagus. Yeah. I hope it's still warm. I gave us like these little toothpicks. Yeah.
Wow.
So.
I am skeptical about that.
Delicious.
Yeah, so these I might be able to enjoy actually. Kind of warm.
Really good. No?
It's alright. Yeah, it's like not my favorite food, but it's alright.
Alright. Let's continue with Johannes Volk.
Oh, nice. An old friend of us, almost. I think when we released our first R-Imprint, it was called R-Imprint in the beginning. Our first vinyl EP. We sent out some of the copies of the vinyl copies to some of our favorite DJs, and I think he was also the first one who like played it a lot, and we were like super happy that he was like playing our record.
Yeah. So he told me that he did this track after an overdose of listening to Sunra and about Herbie Hancock LPs.
I am very
intrigued. The track is called Saturn Valley.
The bass line, super sick.
Really unique.
Yeah, super spaced out in the literal sense almost, because it sounds like outer space music, which I think is also part of the Sunrise aesthetic, that there's like some kind of lore that they're from outer space, I think. So I see where he's coming from when he said that.
Really nice, really, the mood is really atmospheric.
Dude, there's a super radical panning on the bass line. The bass line is literally going completely to the left channel, completely to the right channel, then completely in the middle channel. Super nice.
Super nice, yeah.
And I think it would still work on vinyl, because you need to know, usually the bass frequencies have to be mono or when you press it on a vinyl record, because otherwise the needle is inevitably going to skip outside of the groove. But I think these bass notes that he was panning are like far enough up that they wouldn't kick out the needle. So I think it would work.
Really nice. Shout out to Johannes.
Exactly.
So the next track is coming from Hey, which is actually written in the Chinese character Hey, which is the meaning of dark or black. And this is a duo coming from Berlin and Milan, and it's more approaching this audio-visual kind of stuff. And they sent us the track called Sexy, if I pronounce it right.
Reminds me of some famous bass line that everybody knows, but I forgot the track. Some almost like electro kind of track, I think, a bit more commercial, but still a tune that you would find dope, I think.
Like from the French Touch area, or?
Maybe from this direction. But I forgot the name. But yeah, really enjoyed the break beats as well.
Yeah, the breaks are really nice. I'm really into it that the breaks are coming back at the moment, so really big fan of it. Really well done. I think the space is really good in the track.
And you have to think it's still a pre-master, so it was like a little bit quiet.
I mean, it's unreleased music, so most of it. Shoutouts to Hey.
Nice.
All right, snack time?
Yeah, already my next snack. All right. So, Ferrero. In case you don't finally start to sponsor us, maybe we're gonna have some episodes without Ferrero snacks in the future. But for now, we have Kinder Schoko Fresh. I don't know if there's a different name in English. Here in Germany it's called Schoko Fresh, and that's exactly what it tastes like.
Yeah. You had it in the fridge because it has to be cold. You know?
Yeah, of course.
Good one.
All right, shall we jump into the music so people don't have to listen to this?
To the crunch?
Yeah.
All right.
I also heard some people already that actually have a, like not a phobia, but they get really aggressive when I hear people eating. And I can totally understand it. And they said that despite that, they still watch the song.
When my girlfriend is chewing her like dish, it's like, I'm going crazy, man.
So thanks for watching anyways.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next tune. It's coming from Locked Groove.
From London? Or by now he lives in Berlin, I think?
I think he's Belgian-born but Berlin-based.
Yeah. Ah, Belgium.
Yeah. I mean, we recently had him for our Rinse radio show.
Yeah, I think we didn't even upload the podcast yet, but I think
it's coming next or 2
maybe
weeks.
we upload it tomorrow or so.
Yeah. Crazy mix, I have to say, really fresh mix. And he got an EP coming out on the 26th of May called Anti-Revolution, and I decided to go for the EP name-giving track Anti-Revolution.
Nice. Reacting to the tiny little noises. I think most people wouldn't even notice, but then there comes this like tiny, super high fidelity, super tiny noise, and I'm like,
definitely headphone track, but I mean, I'm quite speechless. I mean, it's such a listening pleasure.
So actually, also for the last episode, we improved the audio mix a bit because in the first few episodes, our voice was always too loud for you to watch the whole series with your headphones with full volume. But I think from now on, we understood that it makes a lot more sense to make our voices a lot quieter so that you can actually check out this whole show with your headphones at full volume to actually appreciate the music.
All right, shout outs to Lock Groove.
Yeah, super sick track.
Yeah, coming out next week.
Yeah, I also really like this vocoded Anthony Rother Kraftwerk kind of vocal, but it was like not so in the foreground, but much more subtle, and I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
True. So the next artist is bringing me to my next snack, actually, because he told me that he would like to have his track featured with a nice snack.
Okay.
So I have to bring a nice, decent snack to it. And
as if this wasn't a decent snack.
I mean, it's a snack, but it's not like a snack. You know?
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So it's a French tart with salmon and spinach.
Looks amazing, actually.
Yeah, I hope it's still warm. I put it in the oven, but let's see.
And
okay, yeah, the artist. I was so impressed by this.
Yeah, who is it that requested a special snack for his track?
A special snack for the special artist Cosmin TRG, known from 50 Weapons.
Yeah,
and he sent me the track Motion Paradox.
Nice.
And also, I have to say, he told me that he's going a bit in another direction than techno, and he's going to experiment.
Yeah, he's always been super versatile, super diverse.
So.
Wow.
Wow.
Almost brought me to tears, literally.
It's so on point.
Yeah.
Everything is so good.
So I think also Cosmin TRG holds a special place in my heart because he was also featured on, I think, the most formative compilation for me ever, which was this. No, not the Clackback Boom Paris Club Music Volume 1, which is also amazing.
Yes.
But what I mean is the 116 and Rising Hassel Audio compilation, which I think was the release. I heard this release for the first time and I was like, everything that I heard before was shit. And he also had a track on there called Bijou, which also was a very similar direction than this track here. Yeah, super nice. Now, like years later, being here, having the unreleased Cosmin TRG shit, which makes me a bit proud, to be honest.
Yeah.
And
it's funny because I think when Stadtbad was still open, like a few years back, I went there and he played on the Grounded Theory party. No, I attended the Grounded Theory party, but he was also just there as a club guy going there. And I saw him, and it was also the time when I discovered his music, and I saw him and I said, hey, are you Cosmin TRG? And I said, yes. Oh, can I take a picture? Yes, of course. And I still have this picture. I cannot show it, but I was not looking good, a bit drunk, but really nice. So let's go to the next one, coming from Stuttgart, from Thomas Colin, and he sent me the track Woodland. Really nice drive, I think. Really nice drive. I personally would adjust the frequencies a bit and the panning maybe, that everything is more.
I mean the EQing also. Yeah. So mixdown could definitely be improved. But I think overall, it's not my personal taste when it comes to the aesthetics of the track, I think. But it's still, well made, and I think also unique in a sense. So it's fresh. I haven't heard anything.
Also super functional in a club, I think.
Yeah,
the vocals
break
coming
moment.
in.
And was kind of a surprise, indeed. Yeah. All right, shout outs to Thomas Colin. In which city?
A newcomer from Stuttgart.
Stuttgart, all right. Yep. Shout outs to Stuttgart. Thanks for submitting. Yep. And our next track comes from?
Our next track is coming from someone who moved to Rome shortly before the outbreak of Corona. And he told me to this track, he took this inspiration by going through the city, looking at some churches and tagging some graffiti. So, of course, I'm speaking about...
hopefully not on the churches.
Not on the church. Who knows? I mean, he's the coolest, baddest guy around. I'm speaking about Varg2TM trademark.
Yeah, our favorite techno shit poster and rockstar.
Yeah, also known as Varg, maybe.
I think most people call him Varg, but I think the somewhat correct Swedish pronunciation would be Vari, which is the Swedish word for Wolff. Yeah. And do you actually know why he's called Varg2TM trademark?
Do you know the band? He lost a lawsuit or something?
I don't know if it came to a lawsuit, but there's this band called Vari as well. I think it's a heavy metal band, but super tasteless.
I think
super whack. I think they were part of a Eurovision Song Contest at some point, and I remember them. It was super bad. And apparently they've been around longer using the same name. So now he's not Vari, but Varg2TM trademark.
All right.
So,
this track he did together with Zoho Reza Nejad is coming out in June on the label Januszov. And the track, it's called 600 Lives to Become Nothing But a Memory.
If you draw me in find me. If you draw me in Grand Theft Auto, I hold no gun. The weapon is my word. My burning heart showed itself to me, like the blood on a dagger, like an angel without wings, an attempt to fly. Had I failed to God, I would have known why. Did I never fail to God, to have my feet touch the sand? I went my way and climbed a tree, and then I grew a voice, and my wings heard an echo.
Really nice journey, I think.
Yeah.
Really sucks you in.
Really enjoyed the field recordings of the water
Yeah.
and the weather sounds. And I think one of the sounds which I think was like a, how do you say, Gewitter?
Lightning, thunder?
Thunder. Sound is thunder.
Yeah.
Which really was like tingling a special spot in my brain, which was kind of interesting. And also these harmonics were like, felt like a mixture between like an old school PlayStation 1 video game and like a Philip Glass composition. And really dramatic and almost like a video gamey aesthetic at the same time, but somewhat serious as well.
Yeah, I really like the strings, the lows coming.
Yeah.
Really super. Big up.
Yeah.
Shall we
To
to
not to Sweden, but to Rome.
Yeah. All right. So let's continue with, unfortunately, the last track for this episode. Coming from
one of our very favorite record labels. I think right up there with Token, is fair to say. So Jacopo, the label boss, sent it to me. And actually, I think it wasn't really meant as a submission. He just wanted to show it to me. I'm talking about the new Midgar record, of course, coming from Ground Tactics. And I think it's not technically unreleased because it was like released 2 days ago or so by the time that this goes live. But I found this tune so amazing that I just had to use this tiny little platform here to shove this up your buttholes, because some of the most outstanding stuff I've heard in a while, I can already say before we listen. I already checked it out.
So.
I think there's at least 400 Aphex Twin tracks that I think are definitely worse than this.
Super sick. I mean, there's so much going on. I cannot describe it like precisely, but it's so perfectly combined. It's
some of the freshest stuff I've heard in a while. I don't even know how to describe it because it's so fresh. I don't really have anything to attach it to like refer to when I want to compare this, because I think usually when you listen to something you try to like include it into your web of tracks that you already know and want to put it into a really certain area, and here it's so fresh that I don't even know what to say about it. Except that Jacopo, the label boss of Midgar, is such a badass motherfucker, because I think his quality control is incredible. He is so thoughtful about what he puts out, and when he puts something out, it's absolutely outstanding every time. So he doesn't have 100 releases, but I don't know, maybe a bit more than 10, I think below 20, but they are all so outstanding. Also, the artwork of this release, I think, is particularly beautiful. I put it up on the USB stick as well.
Sick.
You need to know Jacopo is also the illustrator for all of the artworks, which also gives the label a unique visual identity. I actually had an interview with him a while ago, which I think was also our very first YouTube video on this channel, because it's just an audio interview, but we went back and included some of the imagery that we were talking about, because we were talking about his visual style for the label, his artworks, and also his influences. And yeah, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, go check out our, I think, very first YouTube video.
Also big fanboys, obviously.
Of Midgar. I think I also have the
same
record in the back on my wall.
All right, what a great tune to end the show for today.
Yeah, super strong ending, definitely. So not only shoutouts to Jacopo, but also, of course, Ground Tactics, who is the creator of this beautiful tune. And I also listened to the rest of the EP already. It's outstanding and it's out now on Midgar. So yeah, thanks again for watching. Show coming to an end. Definitely keep M tracks coming, as I like to say.
Send them to us.
Yeah, just on Instagram in our DMs. And maybe we should also say one or two words about how you should contribute tunes, because it's all over the place and it fucks me up so badly. People send us tracks and they're like titled on SoundCloud, but the original file is called Banana123, and we download like 20-30 tracks at once, and in the end we have to go through all of them to check the file name. So please name your file. Please.
And enable the download option.
Enable the download option. A lot of people send us tracks and don't enable the download option. So yeah, keep that in mind when sending your tracks for the next episode of Snacks and Tracks, the show where we eat snacks.
And listen to your tracks.
Exactly. Peace out.